Hello everybody, I want to thank you, and this is going to be just a quick video for your benefit, resources that you can use to learn more about VFX that I would recommend. Biggest one ever, we just had the interview with Hugo, is his current Patreon setup. This is absolutely amazing, guys. I went in, I purchased the $25 Patreon, and you get a lot with that Patreon. As you can see here, you get a whole bunch of goodies. You get to speak. Where else can you get feedback via Skype sessions with a professional 20-year veteran VFX supervisor? I'm sorry, but you can't find that anywhere. And I'm going to talk about FXPHD as well, but you're getting the latest and the greatest. FXPHD is great. I know a lot of the people that created it. I'm not being paid, by the way, for this. But I just have to say, you want to get the latest and greatest. Like, for instance, Hugo just posted on his Patreon the ability to see how to do the workflow for ACES, which is incredible. And he has amazing PowerPoint demonstrations of his on-set VFX supervision. And it's incredible. And you get feedback. And I can't begin to tell you guys, at the very least, if you're very poor, do the dollar. But, I mean, have respect for someone that actually is doing this. I think every one of my subscribers should be running over here and at least getting, I would say, the $25 subscription. Again, I'm not getting paid by Hugo. I'm not associated with Hugo. But I can't begin to tell you the benefits of what I've just seen. And I've just got on here in the last hour. And I can tell you that it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, and it's well worth it. And it's so important to support him. One of the things he's pushing here is he's trying to get to $1,000 per month. He would produce at least 3 videos per month. That is so awesome. If you've seen the quality of his work, the expertise, the details, he's giving you everything on a silver platter for nothing. And I can't begin to tell you, jumping over again here to FXPHD, they have good stuff in here, don't get me wrong, and I'm a subscriber of FXPHD. But there's been a lot of pirating and so forth, in my personal opinion. I think that's why they've slowed down production of all their videos. You guys, I'll be honest with you. I pay for training. I pay for my software. I pay for, these things. I actually, honor these artists and so forth that do this, especially these type of artists. For those of you people that are ripping off and thinking you're stealing from the rich and giving to the poor when it comes to pirating, I honestly think should reconsider the reality of the need that you need to support these people, because these people are the experts and they are helping feeding and putting together and bringing up the level and caliber of art via the community and the growth that comes through the community and the sharing of knowledge in this field, which is so very meticulous and specific and very rare to get the really good stuff. And trust me, you guys, I can't begin to push. Go to Hugo's desk and support him. I would hate to see one day, and I've seen this on other websites, folks, people who've actually just disappeared off the map. I have friends that own really popular websites where they were featured in like 3D Magazine and all this. They basically stopped doing their work because they weren't getting enough support, or they were getting pirated stuff. People were pirating their work. And I can't begin to tell you that this is so important for our industry. One of the things that people like Hugo and myself are doing is starting to let people aware of the sort of road signs of when they get into this industry, what they should be looking out for. It's so important because that is going to build up a collective of people that are going to really change this industry and really change it for the better. So if you get the people at the front end preaching the proper needs, such as conversations about union and all this other stuff, then you're going to get a workforce that goes in that is aware of this stuff and won't be fooled by whatever this or that, and will learn how to just for instance, Hugo was talking about you don't want to be working with a jerk or nothing like that, and what you look for, even just in hiring people. So again, I highly recommend you guys jump over to Hugo's desk. Please be a patron. What is $1 to $5 if you're really broke, out of your pocket? I mean, really, it's not a big deal. Like I said, again, I understand certain people are broke, but this basically has to deal with all of us, really. And I hate to sound really like idealistic and all this, but I really think that this is a resource that is, it's looking a gift horse in the mouth. if you don't, support. So anyway, FXPHD, let's talk about them. I have had their subscription, $79 with the stream videos, and then you get the files themselves for $99. I have told students, as a teacher, I don't have any commitment to any school. I'm only a part-timer, and I always tell them, listen, you need to supplement your education. And FXPHD is the greatest resource for that. This is made by some amazing people. I've actually met a few, built out of Hootenanny in Chicago, and they are just incredible people. I've spoken to a lot of the guys that run this, and they are the nicest people. And again, I've seen some slow down some of their content that they've been posting, and I'll bet you it's probably from all the pirating. So please stop pirating stuff if that's what you're doing, and try to support these websites. These people aren't rich, I'm telling you. The other site I will talk about is Pluralsight. Pluralsight is a site that I teach on, and I don't make any money off Pluralsight. I do get a royalty check for my training, but I'm not getting paid. There's no difference if there's more subscribers or anything like that. So there's really good training on here. It's more of an introduction type, demonstrations. I'm sort of the guy who's like the mechanic, the local mechanic. Here's how to get your car started. You go and drive it at the Grand Prix, So again, I think it's been helpful. I've been on so many job interviews, and when I meet the teams and so forth, they all come rushing over and are very thankful for the teaching that they've got. And it's really weird. I've been teaching for 12 years, so technically at this point, I've noticed that there's always somebody at the very least at any studio that's like, oh wait, I've seen his stuff. And you probably, a lot of people have probably seen my stuff before. Another resource, again, I'm plugging myself here, but again, my website, VFXforFilmmakers.com. I'm going to have some new training coming out. I've got a awesome new Houdini video coming out for my live action series. So get ready for that. That's going to be a barn burster. I think it's going to be awesome. And again, that's a tough program to kind of convey to people. And that's my mission, is to translate hard things over to you guys that are kind of like, look, I just want to figure this stuff out in layman's terms. So please support my site. Please support my paid stuff. It's good stuff. Like I said, I think for what it is, it's enjoyable. I have a whole bunch of great free courses. I just posted up the new 104. Everyone is loving that. The amount of subscribers and the people that are jumping on this are great. So again, definitely worth it. I noticed a lot of you guys will download 101, 102, and 104. Be a supporter. Throw in 103 for $29.99 if you can. I would really appreciate it. I don't like plugging this, like, buy my stuff. But I definitely would highly ask you guys to please support me, like I said, so I can keep producing content. I do have a Patreon that is going to be up and running, and I'm going to help have like exclusive content on it and all that fun stuff. Still working on it, like I said, so I will have an announcement for all that fun stuff in due time, and that's going to be really cool because I'm going to be able to have personal one-on-ones with people and so forth. And I can't wait to move within the future here of this sort of stuff. And as my revenue increases, I will be able to spend less time teaching, part-time at these colleges to make ends meet, obviously, and more time doing what I love more than anything, and that's my website. I love doing this stuff. I love taking really hard subjects like ACES and all types of different crazy stuff, and trying to convey it clearly to you guys in a very easy package with all the content files and all that. Filmmaker IQ. This is a YouTube channel more for filmmakers, but as I mentioned before, if you're going to be a compositor, you should be someone that has a keen eye for cinematography, framing, and the understanding of where the medium that you have came from. So understanding sensors, understanding dynamic range, understanding green screens. This is an amazing site. John Hess is the creator of it, and he is absolutely incredible. He also has a Patreon. I highly recommend you support him. I am actually shocked at how little amount of money he makes on Patreon, despite the fact that he has 300,000 subscribers. But he is just absolutely an awesome guy, and I only wish the best for him, because he has taken things so hard to understand and convey them. He has a beautiful new video, dual ISO and dynamic range of the BlackMagic Pocket Cinema camera. podcast. Allan Mckay, the king of all kings when it comes to compositing. You know, he's always been the one that started the conversation, started talking. You know, a world of sort of automaton VFX artists who didn't have any say on anything. It was through his podcast that we got some amazing feedback as far as what's going on in the war zones. So definitely subscribe to him. He has classes that he teaches. I don't know how much or whatever, but you can, get to, talk to him and so forth. Wolff Crowe is a great website that talks about cinematography as well, framing, blocking, stuff like that. So again, take a look at Wolff Crowe. It's awesome. Talks about the cinematography of Blade Runner. You know how much I love Blade Runner. So anyway, D4 Darius. Some of my students say this guy's annoying. I don't think he's annoying at all. I think the guy, he's very, very fast talking, like me. And what he has here is some amazing things. Definitely check out the top 15 mistakes beginner filmmakers make. So if you're out shooting plate shots and you want your stuff to look good and you don't have all the money for lights and actors and all that, to make your little engine that could sort of situation work and have production quality that's awesome, and so you can put visual effects into it. This is definitely something you want to check out. It goes over the rules of thirds. And then, of course, there's some amazing, if you're getting into the DaVinci Resolve, because we're now moving into this avenue of completely online workflow. So is one thing I kind of talk about Hugo. Hugo has the whole layout as far as what your computer needs to be, what monitors you need to use, how to work with ACES workflow, which he's currently working under. Those are all things available if you become a Patreon, so please support him. And BlackMagic Design. BlackMagic Design has some amazing, awesome, there's a woman in here, she's incredible, as far as her videos talking about introduction to DaVinci Resolve. And they go through all the different layouts in regards to DaVinci Resolve. They go into Fusion, and again, I'm going to get into more Fusion as we move through this. But, definitely check out these websites. And again, if you have any other recommendations, please post them in the comment section. And again, continue to, if you can, just push and tell your friends, that are in this industry. Tell them about Hugo. Tell them about FXPHD. Tell them about all these websites, my website. Tell them to subscribe. This stuff definitely helps support us providers, because we're trying to give you guys stuff that nobody else can give you. So please support us. Please go to these resources. And again, if you have any other questions or anything, just throw them at the bottom. I'll try to answer them.